Recording today. We are recording. Oh my gentle goodness gracious, look at the wind. Woo! Holy moly. Okay, almost got hit by that one. Alright. Hey guys, welcome once again to my podcast. Let's begin running because this is a running podcast, aka a runcast, aka we call it Right Along with Run Man, and I am your host, Run Man. And this would be episode, I believe, 24. I'm not totally sure. I think it's 24. Whew. It's been a while since I uploaded. I did a couple of runs in the last few days, but I did not record them because I was on a bit of a secondary time crunch. I was prioritizing other uses for my bandwidth, and I was finding places to rest in my day and recuperate that would allow me to be optimally available for the task at hand when the task was at hand. And it kept working, so I kept doing it that way. And it just so happened that I got a little bit of running done, but there was definitely a mid-burner aspect to it. Not the back burner. I don't put running on the back burner these days, typically. I might be softly shying away from an hour and a half every day run for the time being. That might come back this summer, or that idea. I'm not sure. A lot of transitions happening, there's a lot of changes happening, so I may or may not have that kind of gumption. I was going to say time, but really it is up to me. 24 hours in the day, there's no reason why I couldn't amp things up by a couple of increments of half an hour in terms of my running times for over the next few months. There's no reason why I couldn't do that. It's just me. My preferences, there's a way of going about these things that's correct and right. Right now, I'm listening and feeling for that vibe. I'm listening for the podcast to speak to me. Just like I'm sitting back and setting up the equation so that I'm optimally available. It's a good phrase, optimally available to listen to the various other big decisions I have to make and the various other opportunities that I have. So that when the time comes to make a yes or a no, I can go, wow, yeah. Whew, that was some wind. I got a gust on that. Anyway, today is a short run because that's what I have time for. I just got off from doing a couple of orders, a couple of rideshare orders, lunch rush stuff, and in 55 minutes or so, I got a Zoom call, and I have not eaten today. It'd be nice to eat. Fasting on Mondays has helped me prodigiously when it comes to the reduced need to eat right now, you know. It's like I know I'll be okay. Might get a little stomach might feel a little squirrely, but it's not like I'm eating muscle tissue after 6 hours or 16 hours of not eating. Besides, last night I had a nice big dinner. I bought food for the first time. That wasn't like a staple in a long time. It was a little side Caesar salad from a grocery store nearby. I have my reasons why I don't stop into grocery stores all that often right now. Trying to change the vibe of things a little bit in my life. I'm careful about my outgoing. And I'm careful about the feeling. Once again, it felt right yesterday. And I'll tell you why. Yesterday, I worked nice and hard. Numbers came in. And it was the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that. It was like maybe the second week of things working as well or better than I thought they might, with the level of participation that I was initially ready to give. I have not had to, for example, sleep in shifts so as to capitalize on breakfast, lunch, and dinner rushes in order to maintain or receive the numbers that I was hoping to receive. Hasn't come to that. In fact, it hasn't come to full-time work. Well, 4 times 7 is about 28. Okay, so yeah, we're about full-time still. No, we're not. We're definitely half, because 40 is the magic number. We're working every day, but we're only working half days, essentially. That's all that it's taking. And every half day, I'm making enough to, like, feel comfy. Feel like I have options and wiggle room. The pinch point was the end of the month, and I knew I could make it happen. There was no question. But I was still like, okay, I'm feeling it. And the second pinch point was a lighter pinch point, because I had options. Heavy options. Lots of them. About how I wanted to approach the first week and a half of this month, when more large numbers were set to be outgoing if I didn't make an adjustment or a pivot. Welcome to Financial Cast with your host, Dollar Bill Dolores. Hello, nice to meet you. Here on this podcast, we run the numbers. So, hope y'all's day is very good today. My second pinch point was resolved easily and with flying colors yesterday, well, last night really, when everything was exactly where I wanted it to be, and better actually, by the time they needed to be that way for things to work out very well. I knew they were going to be that way, but you know how life is. What you know might change in the next 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes from this very second is alien contact. First public touchdown of the flying saucer. Shake the hands of the little gray people. Hopefully don't infect them with 1,000 viruses that'll kill them immediately. Or be infected by their mind parasites that they know how to fortify themselves against. But we don't, because we're little ape creatures. Hey, these ape creatures were made for monkeying around. And that's just what we do. We're going to be all right. So today was going to be a day off. But I had the verve. Today was going to be like day 2 off of the last few weeks. But I thought, nah, I've got it. I've still got it today. And I've got time. There was weird rattling around the house. Now I know that it was wind, stormy wind, and things banging up against the house. But, man, I awoke abruptly around dawn, 5:30 or so. And I did go back to sleep, but, man, I didn't get overly oversleepy. I better do a time check, huh? We've been going for 9 minutes. Okay, let's go another 9. Maybe. Whew. Before turning around. Anywho, so today is a day of celebration. We have an abundance of everything that we need today. It's crazy. What's actually crazy is that this is 99% of the time the case, yet I'm not opening my eyes and looking around and seeing it for what it is. I was kind of taking it for granted that it was there during the tougher times these last few weeks, during the bigger decisions and digging my heels in and really giving things their fair shake. I was like, I know it's going to be all right. I can see the road. I can see it. Kind of like the professor in that book, Last of the Really Great Wang Doodles. The old professor who couldn't sense the bridge, and the kids he was with had to help him across the bridge. so that he could see the whangdoodles. With them, he shut his eyes. The bridge was there. The kids could see it. And so his faith and his trust and his knowledge and the well, let's just say that everything was right. He did everything right up until that point. So he was set up to receive the assistance that he needed and then cover the rest himself. Cover the remaining uncertainty or the grounds. Let's take a left. I don't want to cross traffic right now. So yeah, he did all that. That was his pinch point, Whangdoodle Man. But it took something to do that. He wasn't going to do it initially. Good book, by the way. I say now, haven't read it in 25 years or so. The last of the really great Whangdoodles. Check it out. I wonder if C.S. Lewis wrote that book. He seems to creep up everywhere that in unusual ways when I look back on my childhood books. Anyway, yeah. So I'm the professor. The bridge is there. I don't have kids helping me across the bridge, but I do have an inner child, don't I? I do have instinct and intuitions. I do have a surplus of energy. I got all the things. I have all the sources of assistance that I need to make up the remainder myself by showing up. And then we cross the bridge. What was that phrase? I'm trying to remember a phrase here that Scott Mescudi sang in a song. Actually, he used this phrase across a couple of songs. If I can remember what it was. No, it wasn't even a phrase. It was one of those weird things where themes get explored in loosely the same fashion. Tool does this all the time. As well, Scott Mescudi, also known as Kid Cudi, will often in his songs refer to his situation as that he's soaring through paradise, but he's blind to it. I think one instance is him saying, the sun seems to shine, but I am not looking. If I have the lyrics correctly. I believe that's in the song Trapped in My Mind. Try that if you want to. For Kid Cudi, it's a pretty gentle song. He's not the harshest fella when it comes to music, but I enjoy his skill with beat and with lyric. He also has a very nice voice. Very pleasant. And there's a lot of introspection there. I like the introspective nature of his music. That song too. I've been truly inspired by that song. Actually, we might have to do a deep dive on it sometime, or a micro dive, or a moment's look. Anyway, that phrase occurs in that song. Another time, I forget what this song's name is. He sings the words, soaring through paradise, but I'm closing my eyes. Yeah. Oh God, copyright claims. Well, fortunately, I'm not that good a singer. Try finding this music. Whew. Please don't sue me. Damn it. I might have to make this one private. Hey, we'll see. We'll set the feelers out. You gotta wonder if copyright claims on YouTube aren't themselves oriented toward the folks who are most prolific with their shoutouts. I can see the algorithm hunting me down. Like, oh yeah, you could sing 5 or 6 seconds of a song, maybe get away with it. But maybe if you also said the various names of the original musician or artist in the same episode within a few minutes of the thing the algorithm is looking for. And then of course I just said the word algorithm, so that's probably a ding as well. Well, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not here to make money. If it happens, it happens. I do a lot of things to make money. This is not one of them. I did not even expect to take this left. Wow. Just so instinctive. This left is very instinctive. I have been on this road, this creek. I like to call it the path with 3 bridges, or the creek with 3 bridges. One of which is directly behind us. Another's coming up shortly. But, man, I've been on this track from in every state of consciousness. That's a lie. I have not been inebriated on this track. That aside, you could say I was punch drunk from all the running. I have been coming off of marathons, and this was the final bend here. I used to run to work and back in my pizza parlor days. And then when the fires happened and took out a lot of this, not necessarily this area, but areas that are very close, and sort of leapfrogged over buildings and through districts and things, and terrified all of us. Well, a lot of my people got moved very quickly to another location, another grocery store, and it happened to be far closer, at least a third closer, maybe half as close as the other store. So one day I thought to myself, I wonder if I could just run it. This is, within the last few years, where there have been opportunities for me to relearn my running skills. Back in those days, I was showing up. I was working hard, not smart, when it came to my running. And it was very sporadic. Not every day, not every week. But when I ran, sometimes I would run big, and then I'd pay for it. So, an hour and a half to, actually it was more like an hour 45 to 2 hours, if I was really quick, to go to work on foot, using this trail and other trails. That was kind of my thing. And then you work a full shift, and then you run on back. But I worked the night shift, so I was running through an urban frontage road environment to get back, that eventually saw me alternately giddy and extremely frustrated, depending on the trip, on this road, on the last bend, tooth and nail fighting the urge to slow down and walk. Once or twice I did slow down and walk, because the pain in my hips and knees was just too much. You hit that 4th hour of running. That 5th hour of running. Man. I never thought about it before. I've never actually put words to this idea. They say visualize the thing that you want, because your mind is going to be cooking up 1,000 things you don't want to stay away from so that you can stay alive. And I've thought so many times about the amount of pain that I've been in at the end of those marathons and half marathons, those older runs. But I never really thought. Pretty cool, huh? Kind of a wooded area. It's pretty sweet around here. Anyway, never thought wow, can I put myself in my body and just think, yeah, I can see not being in terrible pain after 4 hours or 5 hours. Discomfort, tightness, aches, and minor scrapes and bruises, sure. But pain, no pain. That's interesting. I think I need to begin, well, we'll see if I accept the invitation, but to begin anticipating with great relish that time, because that will be necessary. Because no pain for one marathon, among all the discomfort, no actual pain. That's a milestone on the road that we're on. Because I am not doing this thing in pain. I refuse. A little bit of it's fine, but hopefully that's more based on accident than lack of preparation, than lack of milestones. The milestone that I'm thinking is one marathon. Just one marathon without any real joint pain. Stretch it out. Next day, my knees and hips have not fallen off. That's a milestone. Because I have run on days after marathons. And they have been highly unpleasant, deeply painful runs. Let's just put it that way. And short. So, if we're going to be stringing a lot of these whodunits and how-tos together, these vast runs, and really start getting going over land, then that's a milestone. There's going to have to be a lot of little milestones, aren't there? Because every milestone is a place where you can set up shop for a few hours, contemplate the belligerence of life, to have the audacity to grant a human being the ability to just do anything that a human being does, but, whatever milestone that is, whether it's, I'm back and here's my first marathon in like 2 years, that's coming, probably not too far off, to another milestone of, oh yeah, we strung 2 of these together and it was rough, but we got through to it. All that. Those milestones are chances to sit aside and think, wow, what is life that I can do this and have this chance. How great to be able to do this and to be actually doing it. I wonder what's next. But for right now, I'm so happy that I made it to this. We're going to be doing a lot of that. We have to. That's how you do it. That's how you do it if you want to enjoy it. I'm not saying like we're clicking our heels together, yipping and yee-hawing the entire time. I'm talking about that deeper place you can really dig into through when it does get difficult. Because it can be difficult and be just so very the thing that you want to be doing at the same time. I'm looking for that. I want it all. If you call me greedy, I get it. You think I don't wake up in the middle of the night and consider that myself? Every night? Yeah, man. The celebrations help. Wow. Look where we are. Just that kind of thinking. Here, I'll hold you at an angle so you can see the pretty flowers. Look where we are. Is a good antidote. Look where we are. We got here. Is a really good antidote to the how dare you not stay in your lane talk. Little baby bird's got to flap his wings, man. You can't waste too much time doubting it. And flight or fall, we can at least say on the way up or down, look where we're at. We got here. Took a chance on something. Could have stayed in the nest. Or could have made one myself in easy territory where the game just wasn't as good. Right now, the game is good. Right now, the iron's hot. It's a really good place to be. It seems to play to my strengths, like I've said before in previous podcasts. Look at the shady foliage. Look at the shady foliage. It's like riding that razor's edge is a really good place to be if you thrive in that place. And I think everybody has their own temperament for that. I think everybody has like an optimal place. So all that I'm really doing is zeroing in. If you found your optimal place and you find that it's been stable across time, that's awesome. Good on you. If it's changing and you like a little more comfort, or it's changing and you're accepting a little more challenge or doing things a little differently or entertaining more audacious thoughts, hopefully from a good place, a wholesome place, and you find yourself adjusting to that, good on you. Good on you. Right now I'm adjusting. So it's a very low resolution picture. Chances are, by the time that my arrow flings out far enough for me to secure the idea whether or not I actually hit the target I was aiming at, however foggy I had it in my brain, by the time my arrow gets out that far, the target probably will have moved anyway. But at least we let fly, man. Just like little baby bird. Welcome to Flapcast. This is Baby Bird. Roger Dodger. We're strapped in. Jet fuel's in. We're hitting the runway. Tarmac? We're hitting the thing that planes hit before they hit the sky is. There's a song that I still can't remember the name of at the end of Man on the Moon #1 that Kid Cudi did, where he was talking about feeling really good, and there was like this, I don't know how much he was talking about feeling good. He was just doing his thing, or he was drawing a picture for you. But this one time he went counter to his usual soaring through pardon, a little bit of pollen where he ran counter to his recurring narrative of soaring through paradise, eyes closed. There it is. I think I got it. And instead he inserts the imagery. I think the words he used were happy looking down, see my Jesus peace shining. So he's probably wearing a golden crucifix, right? And is in a position where the sun is glinting off of it, which is awesome. I love that. And then he says, that dude look easy, and I stay blinded by that light. That sounds good, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound good? 28 minutes, damn. That was way faster than I thought it was going to be. Well, again, low expectations, high morale. What is the name of that gosh darn song? I should look it up, shouldn't I? Careful though, not for the faint of heart. If you have particular stances on the use of cannabis, Kid Cudi is always singing about using cannabis. In that song, like the first 10 things you hear are just... Actually, most of what's in that song is just that. Such a good song, though. Find Man on the Moon, the album. Go to the last song. Or don't. Oh, God. Unlock the fingers. Unhook the wrist. Oh, yeah. Woo! We're feeling good. Okay, posture correcting. 3 breaths and we're out of here, right? This has been episode 24 of Ride Along with Run Man, with your host, Run Man / Birdboy / Flapjack McGillicuddy. Coming at you live and in charge, on top of the world, with a diamond in his eye, from saintly Northern California. Coming at you with a final message for the day. 3 breaths. 3 breaths together. Big ones, deep ones, loving ones. Stomach, chest, and mind. Grasping and then ungrasping. Shall we? 3, 2, 1, go. That's the medicine. That's the golden syrup in the spoon that we take. That goes down so well. Okay. I'm gonna hop my crazy little self off into the house, figure out some things, and eat. And I'll talk to y'all later. Okay. Yeah. Love ya. Have a good one.